once again, my friends and my fellow Star Trek fans. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having a great summer. I want to share another little thing from my childhood with you guys. And if you're around my age, and maybe some of you guys are, this is from my childhood, and this is from the 70s. In particular, 1975. We used to listen to these little, well, it was a division off of Peter Pan Records, but it was actually called Power Records. And what they would do is they would do little series and little stories about the things that were popular at the time. Like they've done Batman, they've done different things, Superman, I think they did a Flintstones one, but in particular they did Star Trek. And I remember when I was a kid, I was ecstatic to get the small little turntable record player that had the speaker built in. It was like a suitcase that you plugged in. And what you did was you could put the record on, you can listen to it, just like that. So I had one of those, and it was one of my prized possessions. And I remember one Christmas I opened up the record, and it was the, not the Peter Pan, but it was the Power Records, and it was Star Trek. And I used to listen to that over and over and over again. And to be honest with you, I forgot about it. And I was going through eBay looking at the Star Trek stuff, and lo and behold, what do I see? I saw the Power Records. And it just brought back so many memories. So of course I had to get it. So I decided to film my intro for you guys today. This is the USS Nimoy. I had done this as a tribute build to Leonard Nimoy, and I put sound effects.
So I said to the director, I think we should have some special greeting that Balkans do, because he said, what do you mean? I said, well, you know, humans, we have these rituals, the things that we do. We shake hands, we nod to each other, we bow to each other, we salute each other. What do Vulcans do? So I suggested this. He said, okay, and that's how we did it as a greeting, a Vulcan greeting. Boy, that just took off through the culture. It was amazing. Within days after it was on the air, I was getting it on the street. People doing this to me, waving to me in this Vulcan gesture. That's interesting. And it's been that way to this day. It's almost 50 years later. People are still doing it.
So, again, this is a totally different video, but I just wanted to use the Leonard Nimoy because Mr. Spock was one of my heroes. I loved Leonard Nimoy. And I had wanted to do a tribute to him. That's why I built the Starship and I put the custom sounds in. And I actually used the bass from the AMT, the Enterprise incident. But that's a totally different video. If you want to check out my channel, I did a whole playlist on the build of this series. So let's check out right now, for this video, we're going to check out the Power Records. Okay, so let me introduce you guys to part of my childhood, and the graphics, even just seeing the album art, is just bringing me back to my childhood. It's so cool. Again, you can see this is from Power Records, a division of Peter Pan Industries. And this is album number 8168. 4 exciting all-new action-adventure stories. And let me shut off the light for the glare. 4 exciting all-new action-adventure stories from Star Trek. You can see the bridge of the Enterprise. And you can see Dr. McCoy to the far left. We have Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, and there's a crewman in red. And I'm not sure if he's probably the one that's going to be killed, because he does not look like Mr. Scott. So we'll leave him as a crewman Newman in the red. Then going down, you can see we have something that's attracting their attention, that's got them all up in an uproar. And in that flame or spark or whatever it is, we have the 4 new stories that they're referencing. We have The Time Stealer, written by Cary Bates and Neil Adams. Then we have To Starve a Fliever, written by Alan Dean Foster. And that name sounds familiar. I wonder if he's done the Star Trek books as well. Then we have The Logistics of Stampede, written by Alan Dean Foster. And finally, A Mirror for Futility by Alan Dean Foster. So there are 4. And again, the whole copyright thing, and I'm going to try everything I can, guys, to make a series of this and to put each one up for you guys. Because, you know, you may be like me. You may have gotten this in the 70s when you were a kid and just loved the stories, forgot about them. But listening to these sound bites might trigger some memories for you guys. So what I'll do is, if there's just no chance with the copyright, I'll put up another video of just bits and pieces. Maybe that'll trigger your memory. Or if I can put them up, I'll do each individual story as its own video, just so it can be broken up for you guys. But anyway, those are what's on the album. Those are the 4 titles. And you can see way in the corner, this is 1975 Paramount Pictures Corporation. So looking at the artwork, again on the front, we have the bridge of the Enterprise. Nice and colorful, just like all the Power records were. So when we look at the back, you can see it's got another pretty cool picture. And we see Mr. Spock, Captain Kirk, and Dr. McCoy. And it looks like they're standing on a rock or an asteroid formation. And in the background, you can see the Enterprise coming up over the horizon. And then you can see space, and you can see the planets that are viewable, or they could be moons. But you can see the Enterprise with the deflector dish. You can see the Bassard collectors on the nacelles, the secondary hull, the Sensidome underneath. So again, these colors, the whole album art is so cool. And that just screams of 70s. So again, you can see 1975 Paramount Pictures, and there's a little bit of writing. Travel the space lanes with the crew of the Starship Enterprise as Captain Kirk plots you through with all new stories, 4 of them. Each action adventure written and recorded exclusively for this album. The Time Stealer, To Starve a Fleaver, The Logistics of Stampede, and A Mirror for Futility. So that's everything on the art, the cover art for the album. So we're going to take the record out. And the record itself does not have a sleeve. I don't think the one that I had in the 70s had a sleeve either. I'm not sure, but I want to say it was just right out of the packaging, but I don't quite remember. And until I get one of these that are actually sealed, I just won't know. So let's put the lights back on. And why not put the Nimoy? We'll light her back up. Alright, let's take a look at the album. So the record itself, a little bit dusty. Let me see if I can kind of brush it off. And I'm using a really soft brush. Okay, that's a little bit better. So the person in the listing said that it played fine and that there were no scratches. So upon visual inspection, I can see there are a couple of gouges. I don't know if that's going to affect the play or not. But for the price I got this for, I really can't complain. I mean, the person wanted $12 and it said our best offer, so I just threw something against the wall to see if it would stick, and I put $4, and they actually shipped it. So shipping was $4 and this was $4, so it probably cost the guy more to ship it than it did for him to make a profit. But anyway, there are a couple of scuff marks, and we're going to see if that affects the playability. But looking at side 1, you can see again Power Records. This is album 8168, and this is side 1. Star Trek, 1976 Paramount Pictures Corporation, produced by Arthur Korb. And it's got the little numbers scratched like they all did back then. It looks like it's a number 8/168. And then there's an A after it. So this side has A Mirror for Futility and The Time Stealer. So that was side 1. When we look at side 2, flip it over again on visual inspection, it looks pretty good. There are no deep gouge marks, and this side looks a little better condition. There are no lines and no scratches, or no appearance of scratches. So side 2 has Logistics of Stampede and A Star of Fleaver. And this side, let's see, it's got B, and it says 8/168 etched into the vinyl. Again, this is from Star Trek. You can see the Enterprise, Dr. McCoy, Mr. Spock, and Captain Kirk. 1976 Paramount Pictures, Power Records. So this is the record, and the box art or the album art just makes me totally sends me back to my childhood. So this is going to be so much fun. I do have an old stereo. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to play it, record it down to the cassette deck, and then from the cassette deck I'm going to have to put it into the tape deck that I have with the USB fitting that I can put into the computer. So it's going to be a little bit of effort to convert these to the MP3/4s or the MPRs that I need to put up for the video. But that being said, if I can do it, I'm going to make a little series of the Power Records Star Trek adventures, and I'll do a video for the Time Stealer, to Star of Fleaver, the Logistics of Stampede, and A Mirror for Futility, and I'll do different ones. If I can't do it, then what I'll do is I'll put like a montage of everything in a video sound file to put up for you guys to listen to. But my friends, I just want to share this, another little part of my childhood history with you. And there have been so many things I've shared with you that you guys have had the same experiences for. So I hope this is another one. So my friends, until that video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.